If we wish to engage in sadhana properly, we must get good theoretical knowledge. Now, where will we get this knowledge from? So, why should we do sadhana? To achieve the sadhya, the goal. And what is the sadhya? Hari Rati, love for God. So now it explains we should do sadhana, how to do it. To get something right, you need knowledge. In any field, any sphere, first comes the theory and then the practice. If the theory is weak, the practice is hodgepodge. Now, every year, there are tens of thousands of startups in USA. 9 out of 10 are failures. Those who failed also wanted to succeed. Where they missed out was probably in the little details of knowledge. Had they done a better job with the knowledge, their chances of succeeding would have been far greater. Knowledge is so praiseworthy, that is why people ensure that their children keep studying till the age of 20, 25, 30, because they know it will be the foundation of life. And if you can get good knowledge from somewhere, that is like ambrosia. Hence, Vasish told Ram, Varam Sharava Hastasya Chandalagar Vithishu Bhikshartha Matanam Rama Namaurkhya Hata Jivitam. Ram, if for acquisition of knowledge you need to beg from the streets of people, it is still worthwhile than leading your life in ignorance. And that is why Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita said, Arjun, there is nothing as valuable as true knowledge. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. So if we wish to engage in sadhana properly, we must get good theoretical knowledge. Now, where will we get this knowledge from? There are 3 instruments we possess: the senses, the mind, and the intellect. If I ask you, what is this? You will say, Swamiji, it's a mobile phone. How did you come to know it's a mobile phone? I saw with my eyes, I thought with my mind, I decided with my intellect. So these instruments of knowledge, they help us learn. But on the spiritual side, it is pointed out, these instruments have their limitations. So those who think that I will analyze and understand the absolute truth on the power of my intellect, they will be disappointed. Because as human beings, we are subject to 4 intellectual defects. Karna Patav, Brahm, Pramad, and Vipralipsa. See, now I know there are many philosophers amongst us who wish to know whether God knows our free will or not. So let's become a little more philosophic. What are these 4 defects that our intellect is subject to? The first is Karana Patav. The intellect, the mind, and the senses, they are all finite, limited. So their experience, their knowledge, their wisdom is to the extent of their, whatever their limits are. And the absolute truth is infinite in extent. Now imagine, a herd of elephants was going by, and a mouse looked at them and developed an inferiority complex. My God, so big. It was a baby mouse, and he spotted a baby elephant. But the baby elephant itself was so big. So the mouse, mustering up all his arrogance, spoke up to the baby elephant and said, "Hey, Jumbo, step aside." So the baby elephant came out of the herd. "What is it, my dear mouse?" The mouse said, "I have lost my swimming trunks. I'm wondering whether you're wearing them or not." Can the mouse's swimming trunks fit the elephant? High hopes. Similarly, the absolute truth is infinite like God is. And our intellect is so tiny. So the scriptures are telling us, look, this little intellect of yours is limited by experience, like the frog living in the well. The frog in the well only has the experience of that well. So we don't know anything beyond that. That is the first one. Technically it is called Karana Patav. And the second one is Brahm. What is Brahm? Brahm is illusion. We are subject to illusion. In the daytime, if you look up, can you see stars? You cannot. Doesn't mean that there are no stars. No. Your eyes are deluding you. What is the color of the sky? Swamiji, it's blue. Are you sure it's blue? Yes, it's blue. Of course not. The sky doesn't have any color. It's just an optical illusion that has been created. So we are subject to the defect of illusion. And the biggest thing is that the mind is material and the absolute truth is divine. There was one violinist who claimed that he could make all animals dance. He went up to a circus owner and said, "I will help you present the show of the century. All animals will dance to my violin." The circus owner said, "Before we announce and propagate it, let's have a trial." So first the deer entered the den where the violinist was sitting. And the deer, the moment it heard the violin, it started doing a foxtrot dance. Next came the bear. The bear hopped in, but it heard the violin and it started doing the twist of the 1960s. And then came the lion. And the lion heard the violin and he started doing John Travolta's disco dance. Then came the panther. So the violinist played. The panther was unimpressed. He roared. The violinist tried harder. The panther roared even further. And he seemed to have the intention of eating up this human being out there. The violinist gave all that he had to his music. And the panther leapt. And just in time, the violinist escaped there alive. He said to the circus owner, "I don't know how it did not work on the panther. I have a record, it works on everything. Everyone." The circus owner said, "I knew it will not work." Why? Because the panther is deaf, it can't hear anything. Its senses are defective. Similarly, we may say, "I am so smart," but according to the absolute truth, our senses, mind and intellect are all material. So they are incompetent to grasp the absolute truth. The illusion is just like the illusion the scientists have. There is no soul. Now one person was traveling in the train, in the Amtrak. And if you go in the New England region, you get so many tunnels. Now, he took out a packet of cookies. And the moment he started eating the cookies, the train went through a tunnel and it became dark. So he said, these are magic cookies. The moment I ate them, it became all dark. So what is happening out here? It's an illusion. The scriptures are telling us, you are subject to that illusion. That is why all these conspiracy theories all around, right? Americans just love conspiracy theories. There's no dearth of them all over. So, this is the illusion. And the third is pramad. Pramad is what? The tendency, the propensity to make mistakes. One 14-year-old schoolboy called Zohner in Idaho, he made a project presentation in his annual school science fair. So in front of his classmates, 50 of them, he presented a case for banning a particularly dangerous chemical called hydroxyl acid, which he showed with the PowerPoint was found to be present in tumors, cancer tumors, when they were removed from the body. And it was also an essential ingredient of nuclear power plants. It was known to cause corrosion on metal around the world. It, in its gaseous form, caused severe burns, and hundreds of people died because of it every year. It was also found in styrofoam. So he then asked his classmates, do you all agree with me, and would you like to sign the petition that hydroxyl acid should be banned? In unison, they all agreed, yes, hydroxyl acid should be banned. He then explained that hydroxyl acid is dihydrogen monoxide, H2O, which is water. It is present in styrofoam. It is also an essential ingredient of nuclear power plants. It is present in tumors, and in its gaseous state, it causes burns. So the facts that he presented were correct. It was only his manner of presentation that caused people to reach an incorrect conclusion. So this is the pramad, the mistake that our intellect makes. And the fourth is vipralipsa. Vipralipsa is the cheating propensity. The nature to cheat. Just because somebody is a scholar doesn't mean they don't have the cheating propensity. There was a race among scientists after they all accepted Charles Darwin's theory. They said, yes, it was merely an assumption, but they accepted it to be the fact. And then they went about trying to prove it. So according to Charles Darwin, if apes evolved into human beings, they must have been species that were 90% apes and 10% humans. And then 80% apes and then 20% humans, and then 50% apes and 50% humans. That means the tail of the monkey's tail kept reducing until human beings got created. So this was a theory. And then it got announced. One scientist said, I have found the Peking man, prehistoric man, the missing link. Somebody else announced, I have found the Java man in Indonesia, prehistoric, missing link. Somebody said, I found the Australopithecus in Australia. Somebody said Pithecanthropus erectus, Zinjanthropus erectus. 7 missing links were found to prove the theory of evolution. And do you know what? Nobody announces. But all these missing links will later prove to be frauds. That peking man was merely the thigh bone in one place, and 20 yards away there was a jawbone. They were not even of the same creature. But he kind of extrapolated that this must have been the creature with these 2 bones, and here I am creating it for you. What was he doing? He was cheating for name and fame. So if you wish to get divine knowledge, which will help you in your sadhana, you cannot just gather it around like that. Where will you then get it from? A source that is beyond these defects. And these are the revealed scriptures. Why are these scriptures so pristine? Because they were not created by the human intellect. The Vedas, for example, were just manifested, and they came down through the ear. Knowledge received through the oral tradition. Hence they are called Shruti. A second name for the Vedas is Shruti. And then there are Smritis. So what are these Smritis? Knowledge that was received through inspiration. God realized sages. They received divine inspiration and they wrote the Smritis, which includes the 18 Puranas, etc. So we have these scriptures which are a treasure chest of knowledge. But the problem is, it's not easy to understand them. Just like God is divine, the scriptures are also divine. Vedasya cheshwaratmatvat tatra muhyanti suraya. What to speak of ordinary human beings? Even the devatas become confused. What is the meaning of these scriptures? Kim vidhatte, kimachaste, kimanudya vikalpayet, ityasya hridayasya nanyo madveda kasyana. So that is why the scriptures themselves tell us, you understand us through the via media of a guru. Acharyavan purusho hi veda. The Vedas are saying, through the Acharya, you will understand us. The Veda Mundakopanishad states, Tad Vijnanartham sa gurumeva bhigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Try and find a guru who is shrotriya and brahmanisht. Through such a guru, Tad Vijnanartham, you will reach and know the absolute truth. That is what Lord Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam. He is telling us how to get jnana. This is the age of instant, right? Instant coffee and rapid X English and instant Bhagavad Prapti. So, you send a note to Guruji, Guruji, I have got 20 questions and you've got 5 minutes to answer them. Lord Krishna says, no, Arjun, this is the parampara. You find a guru, you do pranipat, do pariprashnena, ask questions, do seva. And then upadekshanti. The guru will impart the truth unto you. Because he is a tattvadarshi, he has seen the truth through realization. That is what Kripaluji Maharaj is stating out here that these three entities, Brahma, Maya, Jeev, through the scriptures, you understand them from the lotus mouth of the Guru.